Can CPS use a safety plan against me in a California CPS case? Yes. If you decide not to exercise a safety plan, they tend to try to use that against you. They tend to say, well, we made our reasonable efforts to keep the child in the parent's care, but yet the parent decided not to exercise a safety plan. Ironically, though, is sometimes social workers should and or need to exercise a safety plan prior to removing, but yet they don't exercise a safety plan. And then in court, they don't mention anything regarding a safety plan. Instead, they said that they have to remove because they have exercised reasonable efforts to prevent removal. My question is, what reasonable efforts have they exercised? And oftentimes, this happens a lot with domestic violence cases. Usually in most, if not all domestic violence cases, it's pretty clear that there's an aggressor and there is a victim. And very rare that both parties are an aggressor, but there's the main one that's initiating it, and that's continually to cause a particular harm. In a situation like that, the safety concern to be resolved or remedied is very simple. Remove the aggressing party out of the situation. Have them work on couples therapy and have them do domestic violence. But most importantly, immediately at that time, to keep the child in the parent's care to separate until the situation gets resolved, right? Because domestic violence requires two parties to be present together, engaging in conduct, argument, altercations, or etc. that can create some sort of potential risk of harm and or neglect towards a child if they are nearby and or present. But they don't do that oftentimes. They remove regardless. They remove without even considering these alternative options based off of the severity of the domestic violence, even though the problem could be easily rectified. If you're facing a domestic violence CPS case or any type of CPS situation being investigated, make sure you contact us at Shaw Law Firm so we can help and figure out what are some reasonable ways to keep your child in your care and see if they exercise that option. We're here to help.